absolutely stunning 15 niche fragrances for fall. Fall fragrances are usually warmer, denser fragrances that really smell opulent and rich with notes like tobacco, vanilla, patchouli. They're really nice because they usually last a really long time and also project. These sort of fragrances I love recommending to men because, well, you need to smell strong to be complimented on your fragrance and for your fragrance to really make a difference. So these are excellent for that. 3, 2, 1, let's do this. First up, we've got Gran Soir from MFK. This smells like fall in Paris. It's amber, it's luxurious smelling, it's very strong, and this just smells like $1,000,000. If you really want a rich and sophisticated scent, this is just perfect for fall. Next up, we've got Masque Milano's Tango. This scent, I tell you, it smells so boozy. It smells like a rich cake with dense like dark chocolate, and it's got such intensity but in a very like dark and quite straightforward, not so sticky pudding way, but quite like dark and dense. This is a powerful scent, so unique. Love how delicious it smells on the skin, just absolutely a standout from Masque Milano. Next, we all know that this is the season that all your favorite coffee shops probably come out with their favorite fall drink, and this fragrance reminds me of that in a more sophisticated way. It's Amouage Bandless. This to me smells like chai tea latte. It's got tons of spices, it's got elegance to it, it's such a sexy scent. It just gives you that black tea sort of a aroma with loads of spices, a tiny bit of milk, and maybe a teaspoon of sugar. Not too much, but just to make it nice and rounded of a scent. It's just so, so good. Let me know what is your favorite fall niche fragrance for you. Next up, we've got the delicious Encens Suave. I mean, this is just so good. It's woods, and to me this smells very Gaiac woods. It's probably that, and then it's enveloped in this sweetness and this honeyed sort of a bubble. It's so good, just addictive. Like once you smell it, you'll have to own it. This is this sort of a fragrance, so I can't recommend it enough. The quality in here is just spectacular. It's so, so good, and I believe it's now available in US. For a long time it wasn't. Next up, we've got my favorite Mizensir. It's so good, guys. It's Celebs Wood. I mean, this I fell in love with ever since I smelled it. It's fresh, but it's really ambery and warm. Oh, it's woody. You just feel like you're walking through a forest. It smells like a celebrity. It's so good and delicious. With this one, you get a lot of spices and also quite a bit of vetiver. So it's more like a vetiver fall fragrance. So it's a bit more of a denser vetiver. So, so good, guys. Now, another one. I'm so excited about this list, by the way, because I just adore these scents. I think if you're a guy, you should want to smell unique, and it's really something that like I would come up to a guy just to ask him what fragrance he's wearing, because it's such a good conversation starter. I tell you guys, like you have to try it out. Next up is Oud Noir Intense. I mean, this is so good. This is super dry and woody and dark. Also, I can smell some like chocolatey vibe, but like dark chocolate, not milk chocolate, but darker chocolate. It's got spiciness, it's got a bit of booziness to it, but ultimately it dries out to a just straight up dry and woody scent. So I would say this is like oud wood, but with more roundness and more chocolatiness, so more body to it. It's so luxurious smelling, super attractive as well. So love this one from Fragrance du Bois. Next up, we've got Commodities Book, and I really adore this sort of scent for fall, because this smells so natural and perfect. Like I can imagine this on like a fall walk in the forest. This is so woody So good. It's Santal 33 dupe, definitely. Like, you'll be able to smell it, but a bit more cucumbery dominant, and also a bit more, I would say, vegetal. It's a bit more real rather than like dry woody. It's a bit more like real, and when you walk through the forest, you get that realness, and this does that. So I do love it for fall. On men especially, I think this version is just perfect. Ooh, this one is so exciting. BDK, I mean, I love the brand. It's Wood Jasmine. This fragrance, guys, you have to try it. This smells like a warm apple pie with cinnamon, ambery. Oh, so delicious. And it also is quite light, so if you're more into like lighter amber fragrances, this is perfect, because the apple in here, it smells more like apple juice rather than like, you know, cooked apple. It has got that crispness, that juiciness. It's just so delicious. Next up, we've got Xerjoff Shooting Stars. I mean, this fragrance has got intense longevity and projection. It's absolutely insane. This scent is to die for. This is like the holy grail of fragrances that, I mean, if I have to say one fragrance that totally like knocked me out of my feet this year, it's this one. I love it. On men, I think it smells so impressive. This is a straight up impressive fragrance. It's light, sweet, transparent, with loads of spices, coriander, a bit of chocolatiness. It smells a bit of Coca-Cola in the opening. It's so good. Next up, we've got this fragrance, Haltan. Oh, it's woody with some fruits in here. It's woody in like this typical Parfums de Marly way. So it's like harshly woody, which I adore. By the way, in men's fragrances, I love harsh woods. Like, they just give you that feeling of confidence. Like when somebody walks into a room smelling like this, you're like, oh, okay, like game over. This guy is getting all the attention, you know? This is such a powerful confidence sort of a scent, but still with that sweetness, but from red fruits in here. It makes it a bit more sexy, I would say, and like not, because usually like harsh woods may be a bit too harsh for like a dating scenario, whereas this has got that roundness to it, so you can wear it like going out with your boys or just going on a date. Like, it's very versatile that way, so perfect for fall as well. Ooh la la. And next, this, it's Cacao Porcelana, Atelier Materi. This smells like cocoa dusted on a tiramisu. It's slightly boozy. It's got loads of patchouli in there, which also makes it slightly nutty to my nose. It's so gorgeous. It's like a pudding, Moorish fragrance that you want to eat without being cloyingly sweet. It's not sweet, but it's just fun. It's so fun and different. It really makes me excited about perfumery. It really is so unique. This is a conversational starter, definitely. This is unlike anything you've smelled, and it's so good. It's so good. I can't tell you enough about this fragrance. I just love it so much. So you'll be hearing about this one a lot. Next up, we've got Maison Crivelli Bois de Chai. This is perfect because this has nothing of a sweetness in it. This is just dry, woody spices and woods. It's so sexy. It's got like some black tea notes in here, I want to say also. It's so just straight up and masculine, really alpha male, I would say. And it's unique because the complexity of it, it's nothing that you would find at like a Chanel, you know? Okay, next up we've got a staple, I think, in every fall list. It's By the Fireplace. I mean, what do you want to know about this? It's just Fireside fire, sort of wood crackling and sweetness. It's so unique and so just fun. Again, I think this is a perfect seasonal fragrance for fall. I know that I don't talk about niche fragrances that often on this channel, but let me know by giving me a thumbs up if you want more niche fragrance videos. Next, we've got Fable d'Orient from L'Artisan Perfumeur. This brand makes fragrances. They've got so many, guys. It's kind of hard to grasp like how many fragrances they've got, because they've got so many great ones. And this one I just keep discovering over and over again. This is a sexy beast. The mintiness in here, the oriental slight vanilla nuance, it's so sexy. It's one of my favorite like DNAs for a men's cologne. It's so hypnotizing. Yeah, this is the word that I would use for this fragrance. Absolutely hypnotizing. And another just absolute masterpiece of a fragrance for fall is this one. It's Sketch from Maison Violet. This is intense. This is very, very strong and powerful if you want a fragrance like that. This is so good. It's a vanilla, super powdery, and you know, like there's quite a bit of missing because my husband absolutely like loves it, and when he wears it, it's so strong. You can smell him like everywhere in the house when he wears this. So this has got slightly also in the opening, it gives you that fizzy like caramel Coca-Cola opening. And if you love like your vanillas from Guerlain, from like Coromandel, like this sort of a powerful powerhouse fragrance, this is it. It's so good. I'll try to find it because I know they're not available everywhere, but I'm sure if you message them even on Instagram or something, they'll be happy to like help you with shipping, because they are based in France and I don't know how many shops online sell them, but yeah, it's totally worth looking into this brand because you'll smell super unique also. That's the good thing about getting like hard to get fragrances.